Hello friends, welcome to Akulmach Live. I'm sure all of you or most of you might have heard about a company called Anthropic. I think this company is making a lot of waves, and today we are going to discuss about how Anthropic just draw a line in the sand that could change the future of artificial intelligence forever. In a historic move, the CEO, Dario Amodei, has officially rejected the Pentagon's final offer, refusing to strip safety guardrails from Claude AI model, even under the threat of being blacklisted as a supply chain risk. In this video, we dive deep into the high-stakes battle between Silicon Valley's most safety-conscious AI labs and the US Department of War. Let's go. Anthropic, the 30 billion AI giant and the creator of the Claude, had been given an ultimatum by the Pentagon. Strip your ethical guardrails and they give US military unrestricted access to your AI or be blacklisted as a national security threat. Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei did something almost unheard of in the world of massive government contracting. And he said no. In response, the Trump administration didn't just cancel a $200 million contract, they went nuclear on them. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth officially designated Anthropic a supply chain risk, a label usually reserved for foreign adversaries like Huawei or companies like Huawei. All right. This is a major event, this is a major risk, and I think this is a learning for all businesses. Before we move forward, a word about our sponsor. Let me ask you, are you struggling to find the right solution for your business problems? I would like to introduce HelloGig.com, whose AI engine connects you with top-tier freelancers from your industry only, which helps in designing a better and scalable solution for your business. Whether you are a SaaS startup or an enterprise, HelloGig makes sure that you can focus on your core business. With HelloGig's global freelance network, you can depend upon all your technology needs, be it software development, artificial intelligence, video editing, or even something else. Ready to hire smarter? Scan the QR code given on the screen or click on the link below. Now let's get back to our video. Today we are diving deep into the AI war that just broke out between the Department of War and the world's most safety conscious AI labs, and that is Anthropic. So is Anthropic a heroic defender of the civil liberties, or is it, as the Pentagon claims, a corporation standing in the way of the national survival? To understand why this explodes, we have to go back to July 2025. This was the honeymoon phase. The Pentagon had just handed out a massive contract to the big four of AI, which is Anthropic, OpenAI, Google, and xAI. Anthropic Claude was actually the first frontier model approved for use on highly classified network. At the time, the Pentagon agreed to Anthropic acceptable use policy. They knew Claude was built on a constitutional AI, a method where the model is trained with a specific set of ethical rules that it cannot break. But by January 2026, the vibe changed. The new leadership at the Department of War, now officially renamed from Department of Defense, issued a sweeping memorandum. The goal? AI first warfare. They wanted model free from ideological tuning and usage policy constraints. The Pentagon's new stance was simple. If it is illegal under US law, we should be able to do it with AI. But Anthropic had two very specific red lines that they refused to erase. What exactly did the Anthropic refuse to do? It comes down to two things that Dario Amodei calls incompatible with democratic values. First, masked domestic surveillance. Anthropic discovered that the government wanted to use Claude to analyze bulk data on American citizens. everything from location history and web browsing to political affiliation. Because the law hasn't caught up to AI yet, the government can legally buy this data from the brokers. Amodei argued that while the data points are very simple to look at on their own, a powerful AI like Claude can stitch them together into a comprehensive picture of a person's life at a massive scale. And Anthropic said, not with our technology. Second, fully autonomous weapons. The Pentagon wanted the right to integrate Claude into a system that could select and engage targets without human in the loop. Anthropic argument here wasn't just a moral one, it was technical. They stated that current frontier models are simple, not reliable enough to make life and death decisions. They warned that using Claude this way would put both American warfighters and the civilian at risk because the judgment required for combat doesn't exist in chatbot yet. The Secretary Hackseth response is, and he called it the corporate virtue signaling and a master class in arrogance. When the deadline passed, the retaliation was swift. President Trump posted on Truth Social that every federal agency must immediately cease using Anthropic. But the supply chain risk designation under Title 10, Section 3252 is a real killer. This doesn't just mean the government won't buy Claude. It means any other company that does business with the military, from Boeing to small software startup, is now legally barred from using Anthropic in their own workflows. Think about the scale of that. If you are a defense contractor and you use Claude to write code or analyze documents for a side project, you could lose your entire government revenue stream. It is a move designed to deplatform Anthropic from the entire American industrial base. Hackseth's argument is that if a company is willing to veto the operational decision of the US military, that company is a liability. He basically told Anthropic, you don't get to decide how we defend the republic. We do. Here is where the story gets truly bizarre. Reports surfaced that while the Pentagon was publicly thrashing Anthropic, the US military was actually using Claude to help coordinate airstrikes in major operations over the weekend. The government argued they had to use it for a seamless transition during a 6 month phase out period. But the critics pointed out that the glaring contradiction. The Pentagon is calling Anthropic a threat to national security while simultaneously claiming that Claude is so essential to national security that they need to keep using it for combat missions. Meanwhile, Anthropic rivals are moving in. OpenAI and XAI have reportedly stepped up to fill the gap, agreeing to all lawful purpose clause, which is being opposed by Anthropic. This has sparked a massive debate in the tech world. Hundreds of employees at Google and OpenAI signed an open letter supporting Anthropic, while others like Planeteer leadership have signaled that the tech company should be subservient to the elected government. So where does this leave us? Anthropic has already announced they will challenge the supply chain risk designation in federal court, calling it legally unsound. But the damage might already be done. Anthropic was heading towards a massive IPO with 14 billion revenue run rate. A government blacklist is a massive shadow over those plans. This isn't just a contract dispute. This is a preview of the next decade. Who controls the moral compass of AI? Should a private company have the right to tell the Pentagon no? Or does the government have the right to seize the most powerful technology on earth in the name of national defense? One thing is certain, the safety era of AI is over, the war era has begun. So friends, what do you think? Is Anthropic right to stand by their red lines, or is the Pentagon right to demand unrestricted tools for defense? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the future of AI. And I will see you in the next one very soon. Bye for now.